The Plaza Hotel, which is a luxurious one, and even many celebrities visited this place, including our 45th President Donald Trump. This place whispers of ghostly encounter stories for many decades. Chapter 1. The Lady in White. It begins with the legend of the Lady in White, a ghostly figure said to roam the hallways, her ethereal gown trailing behind her. Guests have often reported seeing her in the early hours, gliding silently through the halls, her form pale and translucent, as if made of mist. She never speaks, only stares into the distance, her face lined with sorrow. Some say she was a woman from the early 20th century, a socialite who had lost everything in a financial scandal, and took her own life in the suite where she had once entertained the city's elite. The story goes that on cold, quiet nights, those staying in her suite can hear soft sobs emanating from the corner of the room. If you listen closely, they say, the sound of rustling fabric follows her apparition, as if her dress still carries the weight of her despair. The Lady in White is seen most often in the grand ballroom, where she once danced under the glittering chandeliers, a life filled with promise that ended too soon. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Children. Another tale that has become part of the Plaza's folklore involves a pair of mysterious children. These spectral children are said to haunt the Palm Court, often seen playing hide-and-seek among the tall palm trees and marble columns. Waiters and guests alike have reported hearing the echo of their laughter in the middle of the night, long after the last guests have left. Some say that the children were once part of a wealthy family who stayed at the plaza in the early 1900s. During their stay, a tragic accident occurred. They were playing near a staircase when one of them fell to their death. Since then, the two children have been seen together, one often leading the other by the hand as they dart between the tables and columns. Guests who have tried to approach them have found that the children vanish into thin air, leaving behind only the faint sound of laughter. Chapter 3. The Phantom Bellhop. Not all the spirits at the plaza are sad or tragic. There is one ghost, known as the Phantom Bellhop, who seems to take his duties as seriously in death as he did in life. Guests have reported seeing a man in an old-fashioned bellhop uniform standing outside their rooms. He tips his hat, offers assistance, and then vanishes without a trace. The man is described as having a thin mustache and a polite demeanor. But when guests try to inquire about him at the front desk, they are told no such bellhop works there. Some believe he was a bellhop from the hotel's early days, perhaps one who was so dedicated to his job that he never left. While his presence is not malevolent, his sudden appearances can be startling, especially for those unaccustomed to seeing a ghost casually offering to carry their bags. Chapter 4. The Phantom Party. One of the most eerie and widely recounted ghost stories of the plaza involves what is known as the Phantom Party. Late at night on the 15th floor, there have been numerous reports of guests hearing the sounds of a lavish celebration, the clinking of glasses, the soft hum of a jazz band, and the murmur of voices. Yet when staff are sent to investigate, they find the floor completely empty, not a soul in sight. The legend suggests that this ghostly party might be a remnant of one of the many grand soirees held at the plaza during the Roaring '20s. Some even speculate that F. Scott Fitzgerald and his wife Zelda, who famously partied at the hotel, might be involved in this spectral celebration, as if a part of their spirit is forever locked in that era of endless revelry. Guests who have stayed on the 15th floor have also claimed to see shadowy figures dressed in 1920s attire lingering near the windows, sipping from invisible champagne flutes and dancing to music that only they can hear. Chapter 5. The Lost Maid. The final ghost story that haunts the plaza is that of the Lost Maid. She is said to wander the corridors in the early hours of the morning, her face always turned downward, as if in deep concentration. She carries a set of old rusty keys and seems to be searching for something. Guests have reported hearing the jingling of her keys just outside their doors. But when they look out, the hall is empty. The Lost Maid's story is said to go back to the early 1900s. According to the legend, she was working at the plaza when she mysteriously disappeared one evening, leaving behind only her uniform and the set of keys. Some believe she met an untimely end in one of the hidden passages beneath the hotel, where servants used to move without being seen by the guests. Her spirit is thought to be trapped, endlessly searching for the way out. It is said that those who encounter her feel a sudden drop in temperature, followed by a deep sense of unease. She never speaks, but her presence is enough to send a chill down even the bravest spine.